Welcome to today's episode of This Week. I probably should have recorded it this episode with the previous episode, or rather the first episode, make it more bigger and exciting. But I forgot about doing that. Lame excuse, but anyway, in this week's episode 2 or 23.01.0.22, I'll be discussing latest chapters of Dragon Ball Super manga and Naruto Next Generation's manga. Two manga chap two manga series that I read even today. So first, let's talk about DBS manga. This is chapter number 80, and we see that initially Granola has the upper hand over Gas because Gas hasn't adjusted to his new power of being the strongest in the universe. But Granola has adjusted, and Granola has amazing skills that Gas cannot figure out. But slowly, he starts figuring them out. And Granola still has the upper hand. And Granola finds a weird weak point of Gas, and Gas falls down. And then Gas's brothers called Elec says, "What's wrong, What's wrong, Gas? This isn't like you." Of course, he did make Gas stronger, but Gas has not mastered his full power, and Gas is hiding some of his power. But the thing is that inner power that Gas has, he has no control over that. He might harm his friends and his brother, but Gas then just releases that power, and he becomes like this big monster, and he loses his mind basically. And the Namekian that's with Granola notices that when Bardock had Gas on the ropes, he lost himself and turned into that. Granola notices that and says, "This is his last resort?" Yes, this is his last resort. But just like that. And the Namekian says how he doesn't know how Bardock defeated Gas because he was unconscious at that point. And then what happens is that Goku attacks Gas, and he sees that Goku looks just like Bardock, and he remembers about his encounter with Bardock. Something similar happens, and then something snaps in Gas, and he has some awakening of some sorts. And now Elex says, "Go on, Gas, annihilate those who stand in our way." And Gas is looking at Elec. So, what? That's it. That's the chapter. See, here's the thing about this whole Granola Gas mess. There's no stakes involved here. You know what I mean? So, Goku can do Ultra Instinct, Vegeta can do Ultra Ego. They have all these powers, and they can fuse. They still have fusion abilities left, like Gogeta or Vegito. And even if they don't have those abilities, or even if they fail somehow, then they have gods to take care of this, like God of Destruction, Beerus, and all that. Beerus is still stronger than them at this point. How? Why aren't they stronger? It feels a little empty. This saga in particular feels somewhat empty, and because there's no stakes involved. Like at this point, the villains they are fighting should at least be multiverse level threats, not just this universe, but multiverse level threats. But they are not. Moro was about to eat the universe. Wait, what? He was trying to eat the universe, and that's pretty much it. Previous chapter villain. And Granola wants to annihilate all Saiyans, but he doesn't want to do that anymore. Then there's all these goons of former goons of Frieza, like Gas and Elec and all the oil and all that. And they wish the exact same wish like Granola, and they're now strongest. Feels a little empty, this saga, not gonna lie. And there's no stakes involved. You know where stakes are involved? In the Boruto manga chapter 66. It is revealed that when Amado gave Kawaki a new arm, he already had implanted a new karma on that arm. So basically, Kawaki didn't have a choice. It was just code. Amado was basically using code to awaken Kawaki's karma and push him further. This is what is revealed by Aida. And because Amado knew that Kawaki would hunger for more power, so Code figures out that Amado used Code to push and to awaken Kawaki's karma. Shikamaru notices that he's talking with someone, he has an ally somewhere, and that's pretty much it. And then Borushiki and Kawaki start fighting. Kawashiki, I guess, and Borushiki, they start fighting. And they're fighting, and Kawashiki is using all of Ishiki's powers, like those giant chakra cubes and shrinking things and shrinking rods that he used against Naruto and Sasuke. Those exact same abilities. And Naruto says to Kawaki, how far are you planning to go? Kawaki says, I'll do what needs to be done for you. Yeah, Kawaki has some weird stalkerish obsession with Naruto. Like this is because all the abuse that Kawaki has had, he seems to have some unhealthy amount of attachment to Naruto, and he's going too far. Naruto notices, and they're fighting continuously, and then Kawaki suddenly says game over, and he's about to kill Borushiki through a giant chakra cube, and that's when Naruto comes in and saves Boruto, who has kind of awakened at this point. Naruto says, that's enough, Kawaki. Are you really planning to kill him? And Kawaki says, I told you, I'm doing what needs to be done. It's do or die now. Don't be ridiculous, Naruto says. He's my son. Kawaki says, yes, but at the same time, he's a demon who's targeting your life. And that's when Naruto says something weird. Have you lost your mind? You are the one who's being a demon. So basically Naruto calls Kawaki a demon, which might fracture the relationship somewhat. Kawaki says that doesn't matter. Real issue is that you aren't able to do it yourself, so I'll do it. Move aside, Lord Seventh. You gotta be joking, Naruto says. Cool your head, Kawaki. You're the one who needs to face the reality. There is no other way, Kawaki says. And then Boruto awakens. And then Naruto says, "Are you back with us?" And so Momoshiki is already there, and Boruto is awakened. Momoshiki says, "Damn brat, you should stay asleep for your own good." Boruto says, "You stay up asleep. Quit interfering." And then Boruto says, "I came this close to killing my own dad." And then Kawaki reminds him, "Boruto, do you remember what I said to you once? I'll get rid of your karma somehow." Boruto says, "Oh yeah, I remember. And I have come to realize today that we are gonna have to go through our last resort plan." Kawaki says, "Yeah, unfortunately." Naruto says, "Hold on, what are you talking about?" And Boruto says, "I'm sorry, Dad. Give my best to Mom and Hima." "Wait, no. What are you planning to do? Don't do anything rash." Boruto pushes Naruto away with wind-style gale palm. And Kawaki says, "I take it you're ready, Boruto." Boruto says, "You're the only one I can ask this of. So while my mind is still holding Momoshiki at bay, do it, bro." And that's when Kawaki uses his scientific arm, like this right arm, and just creates a hole through creates a hole through Boruto's chest. And Boruto, last panel is Boruto lying down on the ground with a hole in his chest. And that hole weirdly looks like a heart shape. I don't know why. So overall, I was impressed with how Boruto was ready to sacrifice himself and his character development. He was kind of a brat who wanted to, just wanted his dad's attention, and he was doing all these things, and he was going to great lengths just so he can get his dad's attention. And the things he said to Naruto, or things he did, from that to this, where he's ready to sacrifice himself for his family, for his village, for the greater good. Boruto has evolved, really evolved, and I really like that. I like this manga chapter, and we all know that Boruto is going to come back somehow. Boruto is going to survive this somehow, because he's the main character. Obviously, that's what is going to happen. But the way he was ready to sacrifice, Boruto has evolved and has changed a lot, and I really like that. So, and yeah, I'm a lot more excited for Boruto chapters than Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super has some serious flaws with storytelling, with tension, and with stakes. They can just get rid of all the damage through Dragon Balls. If they cannot deal with the enemy, they have gods, they have all the angels. They need to raise some stakes in Dragon Ball and make villains feel like a threat once again. Moro had this little bit of a problem. Broly didn't have that problem, but Moro did have this little bit of a problem. Like, he was eating planets and all that. So there was some tension with Moro. And Whis, I think if I remember correctly, Whis says you cannot undo this with Dragon Balls or something. And that's what the tension was with Moro. But with Granola and Gas, What's the tension? What are the stakes? They need to raise some stakes. Dragon Ball in Dragon Ball Super. As for Boruto, I'm really curious to see how he comes back to life and his overall story. I've I've in the beginning I've just it's because of sunk cost bias, something like that. Like I have watched Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. That's why I was paying attention to Boruto despite Boruto being annoying. Well, I've stopped watching Boruto anime, but I still read Boruto manga. And Boruto manga has been really interesting since introduction of Kawaki, and his character has just changed so much, and he's a lot more likable, and I'm really interested to see how his character evolves further and his Boruto's overall story. Well, that's it for today's episode, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.